Thanks for joining today's webinar, Real Examples of How Air Purification and Ventilation Companies are Using Environmental Data. Before we get started, I wanted to go over a few housekeeping items. Today's webinar will be recorded and emailed to you afterwards. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. In order to submit the questions, please click on the Q&A panel that can be found when you click on the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom screen to the right. This is as opposed to the chat. On today's agenda, the challenges facing air purification and ventilation companies. The future of connectivity is now. Using environmental data to connect with consumers, further industry opportunities, the benefits of connecting with your customer, and of course, questions. Today's host is Oded Lebanon, Asia Pacific Business Development at BreezoMeter. Oded's work at BreezoMeter involves two of his main passions in life: creating an impact that will eventually improve the lives and health of many families like his own, and introducing Israeli technologies into Asia, as well as learning from these cultures about how companies like BreezoMeter may continue to scale their businesses globally. Oded has been working in Asia and Europe for the last 25 years and has joined BreezoMeter as Asian Pacific Business Development Manager last year after its successful Round B investment as part of the company's commitment to bring BreezoMeter's technology to Asia. Pass it over to you, Oded.
Thank you, Ronit. Hi, everyone. So for those of you who still don't know us, BreezoMeter is a 5-year-old big data company with a mission to bring air pollution awareness to billions of people around the world, helping them to make informed decisions, protecting their family's health, and improve their overall quality of life. BreezoMeter gathers information about air pollution, pollen, weather, and fires on an hourly basis across over 92 countries and delivers it via a simply structured API to be displayed in an intuitive way on any device, screen, app, or dashboard. BreezoMeter is committed to constantly update the most relevant environmental information that has impact on our lives. We have started 5 years ago to develop an AQI index that is compiled and affected by the most dominant air pollutant in each country. Last year, we have added various pollen types in many countries where people encounter allergic reactions to it. Our information is provided in figures as well as in personalized recommendation driven by each person's own selected health condition. In addition, historical and forecasted data for each location could be extracted according to the need. As part of our ongoing research and development, we will also be introducing this year new real-time fires alert for citizens and organizations across the world. Fires are not only a danger to nearby population and wildlife, but also impacts air pollution levels across much wider distances from the fire source later on. Now, let's dive into some of the challenges that HVAC and air purifier vendors have these days. For air purifier vendors, customers are more informed today, and as part of this, want to know that the product that they bought actually helps them. Otherwise, they may have no motivation to purchase or use it afterwards. Competition in the market is increasing. Bigger, seemingly better or cheaper products are constantly introduced, and customers are easily tempted to migrate from one brand to the other just because of unique branding or advertising campaigns. In case of HVAC, physical devices are installed once every few years and rarely get any attention. Once replacement need arises, decisions is frequently being taken based on cost or value for money of the most popular brand at the time of the decision. Often, the purchase of HVAC systems are one of many infrastructure decisions, and the brand name is not necessarily taken into consideration. Many companies are behind in terms of digitalization. Reputable brands are no longer considered just a hardware company. They are also expected to provide a service. The question is, how advanced are you today at connecting and getting personal with your customers' needs? because the connected consumer won't wait for you to catch up. Vendors need to engage with their customers and provide valuable information to strengthen awareness, usability, and future sales. When a conventional home appliance vendor provides info about when it is healthiest to go outside, when to turn on purification or filtration products, or the difference between the air quality outdoors and indoors, it is perceived as added value of the product. As a result, the product's usage will increase as well as the consumer's loyalty, leading to upgrades, more frequent change of filters, and future purchase of the same brand. You now have the opportunity to differentiate your brand as digitally advanced and customer-centric, instead of blending into the background of infrastructure decisions or lose sales to competition. As I mentioned in the previous slide, businesses are getting on the digital transformation bandwagon, whether this means facilitating connectivity or by adding capabilities to already connected devices. A person or system is only as good as its relevance to the life of the consumer. We have seen that end users want to first and foremost know if the product is improving the indoors environment compared to air quality outdoors. In other words, is the product working? Businesses are working these days towards making control systems intelligent, more efficient, relevant, and personal to the end user. Companies are able to increase revenues by adding subscription models or moving from being just a device vendor to become a service provider. Brands are using this personalization channel more and more to build credibility, authority, and extend awareness so that first-time visitors will become returning loyal consumers. So let's dive in and see how several industry businesses are using environmental data to better connect with their customer. Here is an example of Aldes, a French ventilation company. Aldes approached BreezoMeter when they were launching their first product into the residential sector. Until then, they were primarily commercially focused. Aldes wanted to start out with a digital transformation that would set the course for how they engage with customers. According to Aldes, its partnership with BreezoMeter enabled them to boost product usage and keep product top of mind for users, resulting in increased post-sale purchases, word-of-mouth referrals, website traffic, and brand loyalty. Customers can download Aldes Connect app for use with their Inspire Air Home and D-Fly Cube air purifiers. The newly added outdoor data instructs users when to open their window for fresh air and when to keep their families healthy by closing up and purifying indoor surrounding air. As part of their digital transformation, Aldes began engaging with potential customers even before they bought their first product by integrating the data into their existing digital assets, their websites. For companies beginning the connectivity process, it is often beneficial to engage with low-hanging fruits, to build brand awareness and credibility. This can be done utilizing social and existing digital assets that can be quickly developed. In parallel, the company can develop a more personalized digital platform over mobile devices or even the device control panels itself. AirThings are an indoor sensor monitoring radon gas emitted from the earth and other pollutants. By incorporating outdoor air quality into their app, BreezoMeter helped AirThings to increase their addressable market and create a new business model. Started only with radon, then expand their value with added CO2 and other sensors. By adding the additional sensors and outside air quality data, they increased their market share and moved from selling only a device to selling a software as a service solution. Johnson Controls produces HVAC equipment as well as automation and controls for buildings. HVAC equipment doesn't always have an appealing consumer front end to sell, but an automated connected device or dashboard makes for a selling point that is far easier to bring to the table with potential customers. When they teamed up with BreezoMeter, they were building their smart capabilities and were looking for the added value in the mission to make automation of ventilation decision making more intelligent. With BreezoMeter air quality data, Johnson Control was able to provide their customers indoor air quality information as well as outdoors in a device that can operate as an automated HVAC system. The Johnson Controls end user now knows when to open or close windows, when to filter air from outside, and when to circulate air internally, thus strengthening their relationship with the product and with the brand. From this example, we can learn that not only purifying the air is a consideration for customers, but also when to ventilate and introduce fresh air into the building. Eureka Forbes is an Indian air purifier maker. Their app, Dr. AeroGuard, was created for their sales teams and distribution channels to enhance the sales experience by showing prospect customers what the air quality level is in their exact location, including the historical data for that location. In addition, they sponsored a daily air quality forecast that was part of the weather forecast on CNN India to promote their brand. Similar tools can be given to building architects, for example, to help during the planning when choosing or renewing ventilation and purification systems for buildings based on historical pollution levels at their location. This example shows that even when current device capability don't allow for connectivity, an interactive air quality app may add a connectivity element to your offering in order to increase stickiness, engagement, and loyalty. Blue Air is a Swedish maker of high-end air purifiers and air pollution masks. In order to boost sales and increase consumer satisfaction, Blue Air was looking for a new partner who could simplify their integration of air quality data as well as complement their initiative to increase the consumer's value of their product. Via Blue Air consumer app and connected devices, they have created the opportunity for their customers to engage with air purifier devices on a regular basis, even from afar. As outdoor air quality is dynamic and changes throughout the day, consumers are motivated to open the app multiple times daily. Via the app, consumer can activate and change their air purifying settings and stay informed regarding the performance of their air purifiers, when the filter will need to be replaced, for example. As engagement arises, product usage does as well, and people breathe cleaner air and healthier air. By showing consumers the difference between the indoor versus outdoor levels of air pollution, businesses like Blue Air demonstrate the effectiveness of their air purification systems. Increased awareness of product value increases consumer satisfaction with their purchase, encourage proper use, and helps consumers know when they need to purchase new filters. This awareness also creates more opportunities for positive word-of-mouth feedback and reviews for future customers. Upsells, such as purchases of new units for additional rooms in the house or office, become more common as well. Blue Air also developed a novel augmented reality style webpage called AirView, an innovative feature launched by Blue Air to contribute to educating the public regarding air pollution, where users can input their address and see a street-level image with descriptions of present air pollutants floating as smudges and haze across the screen. The site also provides the air quality index number, specific pollutant concentrations, source of the pollutants such as industry soot and emissions, and a brief description of the potential health impact. Users were presented a button encouraging them to take action by downloading the Blue Air app to monitor air pollution and signing a petition for a World Air Day. In the many instances where air pollution is invisible, consumers must rely on actionable data to make the best decisions for their health, since simply looking at the air outside will not sufficiently inform them of the air pollution levels. When it is your company providing them actionable recommendation personal to their circumstances, they will come to rely on your product and your brand for all their purification and ventilation needs. In addition to the examples I discussed previously, there are many opportunities available for optimized connectivity. For example, while BreezoMeter is focused on outdoor air quality, your business is focused on indoor air quality, and your customer is focused on air quality wherever they are. By bringing the data of outdoor and indoor together, you can offer one display with a holistic view, essentially an extension of the customer-centric message that the customer is interested in clean air because they want to lead healthy lives and plan their day. Customers want one app that focuses on their health. Our partners now have the ability to provide air quality, pollen, weather, and fires data in a single app that is tailored to their business and customer needs. Part of our mission is to help you turn our real-time data that we collect into practical recommendations that your consumer may act upon. For this purpose, our company has massively invested in research not only associated with pollution sources and outcomes, but also in respect to the impact that each pollutant might have on people with different sensitivities and lifestyles. As you can see in the example here, in our own app, we access over 200 different health recommendations across 7 different health segments, which we developed to be able to offer each individual the most relevant recommendation. Having such level of personalization in your product not only makes daily activity decisions for your customers easier, it also sets your product apart from the rest of the crowd, still dealing with numbers and colors. Using big data for air quality and pollen, as shown here in the pollen heat map, allows you to explore your own company's internal creative resources to make your app or service stand out, both in terms of functionality as well as from visual perspective. Your end user cannot relate directly to air pollution or pollen data alone. Using state-of-the-art visualization of the data within your device, you effectively make the invisible visible, and far beyond just plain numbers and color. For example, showing interactive maps with straightforward indication in as much depth as desired by the end user. When digital transformation is driven by real business value, it may benefit the bottom line directly. Benefits of environmental data reported by customers after integration of environmental data were increased trigger to purchase. We have witnessed in some cases an increase of 45% in device sales. Filters and peripheral sales increased due to increase of usage, automatic tracking, and alerting by the devices. Service renewals have increased. User engagement with apps increased 2.4 times on average. Users spend more time on app anywhere from additional 1.5 to 24 seconds, and a 30% increase in click rate for advertising.
Thanks, Oded. As we come to the close of today's webinar, we want to give you guys some time to send us some questions through, as we have extra time to answer your questions. So feel free to click on the Q&A chat option and send your questions our way. Let's sum up what we've learned today. A competitive marketplace can lead to churn and lowered engagement. Consumers' increased expectations for connectivity means innovative product improvements. Businesses now have the opportunity to use air quality and pollen data to personalize their offerings. With optimized personalization, businesses can increase usage, engagement, and sales. As the questions come in, I just want to remind you all that yes, the webinar is being recorded and will be sent to you afterwards. Thanks for the questions. So Oded, we've got some questions for our audience that I'd love for us to field. First one, how can a user determine if their home environment is better than the outdoors? And how do we show if the air purifier really works?
Okay, so that's a good question. So of course, we are not providing any physical sensors, so we rely on the data that our customers provide for indoor air pollution, and we present it, or they present it via the app, while we complement this data with outdoor data that is exactly tailored for their location and taken in real time, so they can see in real time what is the difference between outdoor and indoor, and by that get confident that their device actually increases their health. In addition, some customers want to use this data to explore ways or times when it is safe to go outdoors, and they will use the data as an added value service provided by the vendor to also plan their day ahead, going to work, going to a family trip, and so on.
Great, thanks. Here's another one that I think we can take. How much detail do you have in your pollen data? Is it all lumped together as pollen, or do you look at specific types of pollen?
Okay, so also an excellent question. We have, each country has different pollen types. We measure the pollen types available in each country and provide it as part of the API. So there are trees, weed, grass, and in each segment there are different plants that comprise this pollen. So the details or the detailing of the types varies by country by country. And if you want more information, you can send us a query and we will give you the exact detail of the pollen types. But definitely we differentiate in many countries the types of pollen in either into segments or into actual plants as well.
Great. Thanks, Oded. Here's another good one coming in. How can I improve my smart control system using BreezoMeter data?
So this is also a very typical use of our data with customers. So using our data, you can create automation of your device. So instead of waiting for customer to act, you can trigger automatic activities like starting and stopping the purifier or real-time alerts that will impact the performance of the device and turn it and activate it automatically. So it actually improves the automation of the device and the effectiveness of its work to the customer.
Thanks, Oded. We're nearing to the end. I think we're going to take one more. Mm-hmm. Do you want to leave our listeners who are just getting connected or looking to improve their connectivity with any advice about how to get started, where to begin?
Yeah, so as mentioned in one of the slides, starting up is relatively easy. You don't have to have a connected device per se. It can be a standard offline purifier or even AC system. You can start with providing data on an app that you can promote on your website and in social media. And we can associate your brand with this air quality data that will be provided as a service from you. And in case you have already a connected device, we will be happy to work with your engineers and app developers on how to implement our API and then add automation to your device, and also implement some data about air quality in the countries that you operate, and add value to your existing app.
Amazing. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for sending in the questions. If you sent in questions that we didn't get to on today's webinar, we will be sure to follow up with you. And of course, expect the recording to be in your inbox by tomorrow. I want to thank Oded for being with us today and hosting the webinar and sharing the information about BreezoMeter.
Thank you, Ronit, and thank you all for joining us.
And we will see you all on the next webinar. If we have any medical or digital health professionals with us, please stay tuned to your inbox for our next invite. See you guys.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.